Hello, babies. I bet you wonder what's going on with my hair. Well, as you will see soon, you will understand that I've tried a new recording technique. But for that time being, let's go ahead and get into the thing. We have the Monday Night Raw season premiere. And I'm curious, how did it stack up? I know how it stacked up, but honestly, you don't. Okay, you probably do. You should probably watch the show, but whatever. Anyway, it's the Duke of Danger, the Deacon of Destruction. I'm talking about the bringer of doom, gloom, and everything that goes boom, baby, dynamite D. A little bit quiet, a little bit somber, because I have to get ready for Wednesday, because Wednesday's the night whenever I'm really going to let loose. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing started. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to open it up with a bit of a mislead, because unexpectedly we see Rey Mysterio come out, dedicate his upcoming Universal title match of the night to his son Dominic, but next thing we know, we hear the Beast's music, and out of nowhere comes Brock Lesnar, who not only decimates Rey with two devastating F5s. Even little Dominic get that ass whooped too, and I'm just like, whoa! Okay, let me calm the fuck down, because it's not outrageous to see. Not to mention, I've also known that Dominic's been training to be a wrestler. I know he was up at the Lance Storm School for a while, and I'm not even surprised if he's being trained with the WWE for a bit. So, besides the fact that it's just surprising that, this is the way they're going to open it and we're not going to get the Universal match, it's still interesting. So, I find that all right, but then, now we proceed to what's going to be the opening match of the night, which is going to be Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss in a regular match, no particular stipulation, nothing for the tag title down the line, but we do get Becky Lynch on commentary. Now, my feelings towards this match, the commentary was mad, because part way through the beginning of the match, Sasha starts to antagonize Becky, so Becky's all riled up, and she's basically spending the remainder of the match standing up to just stand up at the commentary desk, just watching the match and everything. But then afterwards, the match itself, it was okay, nothing exciting. I would think that every match would be, a damn good showing for the season premiere of Raw. But, at the end of the day, it was just, an okay little match, so it did its job, and it meant mostly to progress the story between Alexa and Sasha. So we went there. The match was all right, no special, not even a signature finish. The actual finish to the match was Sasha tricking Alexa into thinking that Bayley was about to run in, kick to the shin, roll up, hold the tights, 1, 2, 3. And then afterwards we get a small exchange with Sasha and Becky, with the most interesting part of the match being Becky's in-match promo, where she basically says retribution is coming. She's brought out that Irish thing inside of her, and she can't stop the carnage if she wanted to. Demand the boss to sell. It was all right. It was pretty cool, but it was just an okay match. Honestly, I would give it a B minus personally, but whatever. Not to mention, I am still watching Raw, and what do I see? On the USA Network. Lord have mercy, WWE is fucking up. But hey, that's fine, because this Wednesday, if you don't know, this is the most exciting week. That's why I'm planning on trying to do a video every fucking night for every show. Woo! I can't wait. Woo! I can't wait. Woo! All right, then, let's go to the next one. So, besides the fact that you've noticed that I got more of this in my hair, because I'm doing my hair while I'm over here watching Raw and doing my reviews, that's not the point. The point is, so before we get into our next match, we get a couple of short segments. We get a recap of last week's Firefly Funhouse, which, again, this is my first time returning to WWE since WrestleMania, except for like SummerSlam. But honestly, it threw me off, because before that last commercial break, I was expecting to go right into the next match for the Raw Tag Team Championship. But we got about maybe 5 to 10 minutes of recapping and promoing, then the actual commercials themselves. I don't like the timing, but whatever. So this next match is going to be for the Raw Tag Team Championships, where we're going to have the current champions, Glorious Robert Roode, no longer Bobby, Glorious Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler versus Heavy Machinery. Now, I'm not sure what to expect. I'm like, because I'm already watching it. Okay, let me get serious. But we'll go ahead getting in this. I don't know where it can go. I'm not sure if there's been any particular build for this match, but these are the combatants. And honestly, just from what's showing off right now, because I'm recording in between commercials, I'm testing this new way out of doing my reviews. But in between the commercials, we see that Heavy Machinery starting off the match pretty warm. You know, like they're over there heating up, they're getting good advantages. I'm not sure what the conniving heels of Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler are gonna do, but you know what? Hey, you know, it's alright, baby. We'll see what's going on, you know. Don't think it's gonna go too south, but hey, you know what? I don't mind because Heavy Machinery is getting some shine. And honestly, I feel like a lot of these guys who display from NXT, they need more shine. So we'll see what goes on with that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, once commercial gets back, we'll get back to the deal. So give me like 3, 2, 1. And so the match continues, you know. We come back from commercial break. Now Tucker's still taking advantage before the break, but unfortunately, the Dastardly Heels, you know, get him to toss over the turnbuckle, and then that's where they begin their offensive against the big men. The thick boys, if you will. And, you know, continuing that way, we get a small burst return after Tuck gets worked in the corner by Ziggler and Roode. But you know what? It's all right because when Otis Dozovich comes up in there and he starts, you know, getting it, it's all looking good. Tuck is doing the thing, and then, you know, hits them both with the double caterpillar. You know, thick boys fall, thick boys rise, thick boys conquer. But unfortunately, when it comes down to closing off, A, we get a couple of bad moments. B, we do get some moments where we see some nice athleticism by Tucker, and then we also see some amazing shows of strength by Robert. Just small little highlights I want to point out. But unfortunately, it's just not enough because Dolph Ziggler pops up in there, shuts all that shit down, and then we get a glorious DDT 1, 2, 3. So, you know, I feel bad because I would have preferred to see a tag title change, but at the same time, I want to guess that Roode and Ziggler are both a young team that they want to actually build their Raw tag team division around. But then again, I don't put a lot of hope in WWE building, you know, around the tag division. So we'll see what happens. You know, let's continue watching and see what goes on because we're going to go into the next match, which is a captain's match by way of Miz TV with a major announcement being that, which is the reason for Flair and Hogan. At Crown Jewel, we will have Team Hogan versus Team Flair. 5-on-5 tag match. Honestly, you know, I guess it's nice to get that out the way now for Crown Jewel. That means that we don't have to build anything more going to it, you know. That's still that this year it seems to not have much controversy behind it. Well, whatever. And honestly, we don't even get the match because the captains are named. It's going to be Rollins captain in Team Hogan. It's going to be Orton captain in Team Flair. And then, much in the way that the dirtiest player gets it, we get the earliest members acknowledged because King Corbin comes out and Baron Corbin won King of the Ring. I don't know how to feel about that. But King Corbin comes out to assist Randy. But then right afterwards, we get Rusev to help Seth Rollins clean house. So, you know, I did it. Yeah, I totally faked that because I forgot his name. But that's also because I don't really care for Seth Rollins. But that's a whole other thing. So, yeah. We had the captain's match, DQ. You know, Babyface is going top. And honestly, it kind of fits. Babyface, Rusev. Then you have, you know, Seth Rollins is bland ass. You know, going with Team Hogan. I'm sorry, Seth Rollins is bland. He's better as a heel, but he's just so bland. But hey. That's the team so far. We'll see who they'll be picking in the upcoming weeks. And, you know, that closes out the first hour of Raw. So now let's go ahead and move again to hour 2, if you will. With a short little introduction by Rusev, who gets question for a brief interview to find out, A, what happened on Lana, although he does not answer it. And then also, you know, asking, you know, why he's returned to the company. And basically, Rusev just basically says that I came here for a reason, but let's go ahead and break it down because Seth Rollins just got his ass whooped. And he's supposed to be the champion. And I had to come and save that ass. So, he owes me a favor. WWE match down the line? Yes. Or possibly tonight. We'll find out later. And then also we go to a short promo featuring AOP, which, oh my God, even without their former manager, they have actually gotten this promo thing down perfectly. Like, I felt this promo. Now, again, first time watching WWE anything since Survivor Series, and even before that, not since WrestleMania. So, again, it's going pretty well for me. You know, the matches currently have just been lackluster, you know, and I need more matches going on. But you know what? It's fine because we're going to have a match come up next featuring the Viking Raiders and the OC, which from what I remember hearing, you know, the Viking Raiders got their first non-squash win over the AOC. So, you know, that's very interesting. That's intriguing. I'm curious to see where it goes as we get ready for this match to begin. So, be back in a moment. And so, upon coming back from commercial break, you know, we get the match started. We started out with Ivar and Gallows, but he's painted up as if he's returning to Doc Gallows, and it kind of shows because he's not in the match long before tagging out, but he is dominating Ivar, who is again the speed slash high fly, well, not speed, but the high flyer of the Viking Raiders. And I mean, Doc Gallows is looking pretty good, but you know, but then it's like short-lived because he goes and brings in Carl Anderson. But Carl Anderson is a machine gun. Like, machine gun Carl Anderson does not take these type of L's, and he was taking some serious L's, ladies and gentlemen. You know. But, again, you know, going into the first commercial break, you know, Viking Raiders taking the time. So we see a bit of an exchange between Eric and Doc Gallows. I'm calling him Doc Gallows. He's Doc Gallows right now. Eric and Doc Gallows, and it makes me more excited for when that part of the match commences. But, hey, it's fine. We're building to it, and it's being built decent. This is like, honestly, this so far, I'm finally really getting into the show. So, you know, we'll just have to see how it goes from here. But you know what? Nice little bit of showing. Coming back from the break, we finally get, you know, that little header of Eric and Doc Gallows. And honestly, the exchange isn't bad. I like it as a show of hands. Doc Gallows really shining in this match individually from the OC. But unfortunately, it's not enough. And so the OC takes his L to the Viking Raiders. And while I'm sad to see it, it is what it is. And it's fine. But you know what? I think it's just mad because I believe they lost also last week, so it's just sad to see, you know, so many L's being taken by the OC. Supposed to be, you know, returning to form and, you know, ready to rip stuff up, but you know what? It's whatever because we're gonna have to get ready for AJ tonight because he also got a tag match against Cedric Alexander. That's right, I am looking at the show and doing recording like I told you how I'm doing. I'm trying this new format out for the time that I'm able to and see if this will work. Because I have a lot of recording to do. So, you know what? We'll see how it works. Tonight, Wednesday is going to be a trip, so I won't even do the same format. And Friday, and if it goes well, then I'll do it. If not, I'm going to try and stick back to my previous attempts of doing it on the weekends. I'm finally situated in my place, so we'll see how it goes. But for the time being, let's go ahead and get back into the show because we got to get ready for the next whatever fucking event's going on. I don't know. All right, then. That was interesting. So, Cesaro came out. Cesaro was just a massive heel, although he was calmed out, physiqued up with a pretty dope suit. Not going to lie. Looked good, but he started talking that good mess, and I guess now the thing's going to be that the heels are going to be addressing Rey Mysterio's son getting beaten up, and how they all wish they could have done it, and how Rey is a wee man, and he ain't got blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I like it, but hey, it gave us a good excuse to have Cesaro and Ricochet, so I'm guessing that'll be the next match. Oh, yeah, but as far as how I would grade that previous match, honestly, for what I was able to see, because the commercial cut-ins was a bit off because it didn't do a zoom out screen and commercial and then action in the corner. It stopped, it slowed it up for me, so it does hinder it for me a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and give it I give it a B+ for that match, you know. The score is looking little subpar for what's supposed to be the season premiere of Raw, but hey, you know, at least I'm getting an idea and some ideas for predictions about what's going to happen, but we'll wait and see until the end, baby. So what we got going on next? Okay, so after commercial, we get into the match. We get into Ricochet and Cesaro, but it's pretty interesting the way it happened because either WWE is paying more attention to detail now, or literally it was just thrown together in a very quick moment. But we had Ricochet come out in his casuals, not even in his ring gear. So I'm not sure if this could be something that could be used as an excuse down the line as to why he might have lost or why he was not prepared that night. But however it goes, Ricochet wins. The match was good. The match was good for a quick match and everything else. I am not afraid to go ahead and say, you know what? I'll give that an A. I would give it an A minus, but I still give it an A. So so if I didn't make the previous tag match an A or A minus, I'm gonna also put on that same level. Just because it was a bit longer, but I actually liked it a bit more. Next coming up, we're gonna have Braves 5-5 Funhouse, and that will and that's basically gonna be opening up into the third and final hour. So far the show was looking pretty decent. I'm not against it. It's all right, It's getting better. So that's what I meant to say. It's getting better. So I'm no longer looking at it so poorly. But, again, I just need a bit more. We still have the match. We still got the 2 championship matches, which I'm assuming like what's going to take up the final hour of the show. So we're going to have AJ versus Cedric. And then we're going to have Seth versus Rusev. Now then, I have a couple of theories about some things that could be happening, but I'm not quite sure what exactly it's going to be. So let's just go ahead and finish out this last hour, close out this review, and then, talk about it after the fact. But, it's okay so far. It's okay. So, third hour starts with Braves 5-5 Funhouse, and oh my God. It definitely sets the tone not only for the remaining hour, but also for Hell in a Cell, because I actually feel as though Seth Rollins is in for a world of pain. Now, will it live up to that hype? I don't know. If I don't get that, I will be sorely disappointed. But hey, you know what? It's cool, guys, because Bray's actually really entertaining. Like, honestly, I was so happy to see that. It was breath of fresh air, greatness, and then they had it at the right time. Again, not familiar with the full setup now. It's been just so long, but hey, it's cool. And so then we're going to the semi-main. We have Cedric Alexander versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. And I'm going to be honest, this thing is getting hot and heavy real quick. I mean, more so to the fact that AJ, is sitting in the office trying to get he's trying to set the precedent for this match, but Cedric is basically hitting him with the comebacks like nothing. Like, you know what? AJ's like, you know what? Get some of this. Cedric be like, nope, I got you right here. Like, basically, for everything that AJ's every check that AJ's trying to cash, Cedric got a receipt for him. If you don't understand what it means, that's up for you. But either way it goes, I am digging it, loving it, enjoying it, and hopefully it continues the same way. Now, I do have a particular feeling for how the night should go, but I'm gonna say that until afterwards. But you know what? Like I said, this is pretty good. There is no complaints here. This is what I want to see in my wrestling. Good shit. But anyway, okay. Solid fucking match. I mean, after commercial break, we go in back with the action, still going tit for tat. And I mean, the exchanges going on in this match were great. The reversals, one hiccup stopping me from going and giving this one perfection. But it's 2 things that are going to keep it from being perfection. A, it's on TV, so for us, the viewers at home, it slows down because of the commercial breaks. But, I might have been able to forgive that, but also due to the fact of that one botch, I just can't go with the A+. And even though I still enjoyed it, I feel like it's hard for me to give it this, but it still was such a solid match. I'm going to go ahead and give it a solid A. AJ retained the title, which, understandable, but this definitely was an amazing showing for Cedric. I mean, you could not have asked for better. And then what else we got after the fact? We got the Street Profits getting this thing hype, man. Dog getting hype, be talking about it, man. But hey, it's okay, cool, because we're going to have to go into the final match of the night. So let's see how this thing rolls. You feel me? You feel me? So I stand corrected. We did indeed have a follow-up match, but it wasn't what was supposed to be the semi-main. We had Natalya versus Lacey Evans. Honestly, it was a cool down from a pretty stellar match. I'm disappointed by that setup. Honestly, really didn't care. I mean, even looking at the match, there was just nothing to really pull me in. Lacey Evans got a win after the match, hit Natalya, whatever. It's a C+ affair. I'm sorry, just no interest there. But then we had, about 10, 15 minutes of build and whatnot going in. We had I'm sorry, the only thing that was important that seemed to pull my interest was Maria Kanellis popping up, and then there was a short segment right there with Charlie Caruso about, the possible falls of a baby. And then we had, Sasha Banks, I'm sorry, cutting a brief promo on Becky talking about how in the history of women's Hell in a Cell matches, she was in the very first, and that no man will take her title because she is the boss, I guess. Whatever. Let's just go ahead and get into the final match and like I'm interested. But we did get a mystery limousine come up, and now I remember Paul Heyman dropped a Paul Heyman sick ass, cut on everybody trying to come at the beast Brock Lesnar about his actions at the beginning of the show, because he's the beast and he does the devil's work. Good shit. Good shit. So we begin the match with an interesting sight. The captain and second in command of Team Flair posted outside waiting on Seth Rollins to come out as a Rusev is in the ring waiting. We don't necessarily see what happens before that led to Rusev getting in the ring and those two individuals being out there, but they're there. Whatever. We don't care. So we go ahead and the match gets underway. It's a pretty okay exchange. Rusev tries a slight little dirty tactic, trying to go for a handshake, but then go ahead and try and pull the leg underneath. It's all in this, all in good fun. A little poison there, but you know what? It's still not bad. Now, if you want to compare it to the semi-main, it's not going to be as fast because obviously we're dealing with much bigger guys, but the exchange is decent. We're going to see a nice little build. We'll probably come back with, I don't know, Rusev having Rollins in the headlock down to the ground. I'm not quite sure, but that's how I bet it will work out. And then also, before going to the first commercial break, we see a quick flash on the screen from The Fiend. So, expect to run in. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm calling. We'll see what happens. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it because honestly, I'm a little fatigued and I'm not as intrigued as I should be. The women's match definitely toned it down for me a lot, and Rollins just isn't doing it for me. There's nothing here that gets me excited. So let's proceed and get this thing over with.
How can Rusev just stand there and watch this? And we still have a Universal Championship match taking place.
Okay, so let's all acknowledge that Rusev just got cucked on national television by big black Bobby Lashley. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. I mean, I hope I don't get flagged for that, but oh, my God. Like, bruh. So, obviously, we all knew that there was going to be something built upon with the whole, Lana not being a Rusev and that they're having problems at the house, but what I was not expecting was to see Lana getting tongued down by Bobby Lashley. I mean, that is a goddamn cucking. My man got cucked. I want to forget everything else. I want to see that feud play out. That I'm excited about. Oh, and also the Fiend came. See, I'm just so in awe about this. One thing I can't even enjoy the fact that the Fiend came out and attacked Rollins. He didn't attack Rusev. He straight up attacked Rollins. But I'm just like, man, just. And it wasn't even like kiss on the cheeks or nothing. He was tonguing her down, all up in them lips, hand caressing that ass, buddy. Build this feud and make that fight a fight. I mean, I want blood. I want destruction, carnage, aplenty. That's with the way this is. Oh, that's how I need to play that out. So, yeah, we finally got all this taken care of. It took a long time to do it. So much hair. So with that being said, I'm gonna also assume that Bobby Lashley is gonna be on Team Flair. Assumptions. But with that said, how do I feel about the season premiere of Raw? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and tell you like this. This was a basic episode of Raw. Slightly above what I'm used to from them, but just not good for what's supposed to be the season premiere. I feel there was a lack of matches. I feel like that was built upon, and I honestly feel like there should have been a title change tonight. Now then, if I'm going to give it a grade, what would I give it? Well, based off of the slow beginning, the decent build to the middle, but a fizzle at the end, I still found myself enjoying some segments, some promos. I was surprised by the open. The Lana thing is still blowing my mind. And, got to see the Fiend. But I'm sorry, this Lana thing is just... Honestly, I give it a pinch above average. But it's just okay. Not as good as what it should have been for the season premiere. It literally started with a massive surprise. Then slowly got better over time. But the ending execution was just not where I wanted it to. The only highlights being literally the in-between segment between Natalya and Lacey Evans and Rusev versus Rollins. AJ Styles match was literally the pinnacle that should have ended the night with a great bang, but it didn't. Instead, they did it with this whole thing with Seth. And honestly, Seth isn't doing good enough. And here's another nitpick that I have about Raw, because Seth Rollins had a Universal title match against Rusev. Now, in the way they treated it, they did not necessarily say that, Rusev, they weren't acknowledging that Rusev could have been the one going against the Fiend. No, they just kept saying, Seth Rollins, will go against the Fiend Sunday. This right here gives off a massive hint that Rusev probably won't win. And honestly, it's a disappointment, because now I have to go back on the whole match between Ricochet and Cesaro, and when I thought that WWE was paying attention to these little minute details, now it just has me thinking that this was actually just thrown in place. So now I have to think how much of the show was just put together at the last minute. Definitely a problem going forward for what the WWE should be doing with the products. They should be giving us solid storylines, and while some last minute changes are fine, they still need to have it together. It's too late in Raw's history to be still pulling this crap. And it does hurt the score again. So when I was considering giving it a B, maybe even a B plus, just because of the AJ Styles match, and then Paul Heyman's promo, then Brock Lesnar's surprise, as well as the shock of Lana and Bobby Lashley freaking hooking up, now I have to really pay attention to these negatives. Now then, both tag matches were okay. The non-title match was the better of the matches, which is a little sad to say, because when the championship is on the line, you should get good quality matches. Both of the women's matches were basically just brought it down for me. I'm not necessarily interested with anything going on with Crown Jewel, especially the fact that we're going to have these teams. It's only the effects of the teams that I slightly even care about. Seth Rollins as champion does not move me in any way, shape, or form. I am far more interested in Kofi, because at least Kofi I'm not seeing the same tied and played out matches with him. And there's some intrigue there, but even still, Kofi doesn't get the same type of shine like he should. But this is why I was talking about earlier with predictions, because here's my predictions about what's gonna happen Friday. Because Brock Lesnar will not win that title. Rey Mysterio will come in and cause Brock to lose this thing. So we're gonna get a Brock-Rey feud. Now my question is, will this feud promptly be put into a Hell in a Cell match, which could be nice, but I don't think Brock Lesnar's trying to go that route. But do they want to carry this on to maybe the next pay-per-view, Crown Jewel even? I'm not sure. Or I could be wrong where Brock might still win the championship, but just get jumped by Rey at the end. I don't know. All I know is that what Brock did this week will more than likely affect his match Friday. Do I see him possibly taking the championship? Honestly, he still has a very great chance of taking that belt, but I'm still leaning on the shoulders of Rey's going to cause Brock to lose the belt. So, that's something intriguing or something I'm seeing down the line. I don't know. It's just I'm trying to piece together what could be happening from this season premiere, but again, there's not enough for me to really go and question on, but I'm going to go ahead and say the season premiere was a B-. Like, just because it's meant to be a season premiere, it nowhere near delivered like I wanted it to. The main event was terrible, and it should have been AJ and Cedric. And even then, I felt like this could have been an opportunity for Cedric, because here's the thing. The match with Cedric and AJ, and this is like the biggest praise I'm going to give tonight. The match with Cedric and AJ brought Cedric up. Now then, let's compare that to the OC versus the Viking Raiders, because I want to call them War Machine, but we can't do it anymore. Where in that match, the Viking Raiders were again very much over, and while Doc Gallows looked okay for a bit, I just didn't have enough to praise the OC for the way the match turned out. If anything, the OC should have won, so that way this can actually go further on into a feud, because if not for that fact, then they shouldn't even have had a repeat. And also, Machine Gun. I need Carl Anderson to be Machine Gun again. But you know what? That's honestly how I felt about the night. It was okay. The set, I see the new design, but the Raw one just doesn't cut it for me. I mean, it's just a freaking ramp, and it's not enough. Although it is nice to see Pyro make a return finally to the WWE on Raw. We'll see how long that actually lasts. But anyway, it's been your boy Dynamite D. I'll holler at you later. Peace.